Hello YouTubers, Thomas Mason here, and welcome to part 2 of the Making a Ninja Star series in Blender 2.69. So the first part of this, we were making this right here, and now we'll be making it look more like that. And I'm going to get as close to that as possible. We'll be using Cycles Render. So I hope you guys are able to use Cycles Render because it will be no fun if you don't know how to. But I hope you learned something from this tutorial, and yeah, let's get started. So this is where we left off. I'm gonna save it, and it's actually right now it's in Blender Render. And before we do anything, let's get the camera positioned. So I'm gonna click on the camera if it will work. Oh yeah, right. The camera's in there too. There we go. Okay. Hello? Why is the camera not here? I just moved you to layer 1. I just moved you to layer 1. Sorry, this is embarrassing. Yay! Okay, now it'll work. Alright. So, let's try to position it like that. First of all, we're going to change the focal length of the camera. Which, I'm going to change it, let's see. I need to check my other Blender thing. My other Blender one. What's the focal length of the camera in this? Alright, it's 50 millimeters, so yeah. 50 millimeter focal length, let's change it to that. 50. And immediately, as you can see, there's a lot less perspective. So if it's on like a low one, like 15, there's a lot more perspective, as you can see. It just looks like it's farther away. I hope you guys can see, by the way, because this is really bad quality. Anyways, let's put it back up to 50. Be sure it's 50. And yeah, so let's make it look like that. So let's zoom out a little bit. Drag down. And I'm going to go down here and where is it? Custom properties. No. Thirds. Okay. So I just made that put composition guides of thirds on there. It just kind of gives us an idea of, I don't know. Oh, sorry. Like I said, when it's really tiny, it's really hard to maneuver. See if this looks anything like it. I could probably drag this out slightly or move it over. Okay. Alright, that's starting to look pretty much like the one I've got here. I'm just gonna move it up a little bit. And yeah, that should be good. So let's close this. And let's make this bigger. Okay. I'm gonna turn off the thirds. And so yeah, let's start to get to texturing. So first thing you want to do, obviously, is go into Cycles Render by hitting the render engine and go into Cycles. So immediately it gets brighter. I don't know why. Who cares? Doesn't matter. Let's save this. Split the screen by hitting that little thing right there and pulling it, dragging it over. Make sure you don't drag it down, because that's just you don't want to do that. Anyways, so let's just put the screen here and drag this over slightly, and let's give this a new material. So we just gave that material, and since we're gonna be giving, no, I'm gonna put that over. We don't need that yet. Since we're going to be giving that little thing a different material, I'm going to hit L, which will select separate objects that were separate before, but anyways. I'm going to go back into object mode, add a new material, hit new, and go down to settings and just put the viewport color down to like black or something, or dark, a dark color, and then go back to edit mode, have that thing selected, make sure it's just that little thing, and hit assign. You know what? Let's try that again. Let's go back. Assign. Alright, I don't know why it's not working. I think I actually know why. Let's drag it up a little bit. Wait. Oh, okay. That thing has a substrate modifier for some reason. I'm actually gonna, P. If you hit P and then hit selection, it'll separate that right there. And I'm gonna take the subsurf modifier off of it. So yeah, now that was why it was kind of sinking into our mesh. So yeah, it should work now. We'll give that a separate material. I'm actually going to X this out. And we'll give that a new material. And make the viewport color a dark color. And there you go. Alright, now it's working. I was kind of confused for a second. Alright. Now let's work on... what the heck? Oh. I'm actually going to make that the right color. Alright. So, with Cycles Render, you'll be using nodes, if you know what nodes are. And, you'll be using nodes instead of, your regular toolbar thing right here. So, I'm going to drag this over slightly, because we'll need some room. I have a tiny screen. It's kind of annoying. So, I'll go into the node editor, and make that go away by hitting N. And as you can see, we've got a diffuse, shader, and the material output. So everything goes into the material output. And these things can be disconnected and stuff. And if you can go on blenderguru.com and look up like how to use the compositor, which is basically the node editor. So the node editor, which is right here, is basically the compositor. I mean, it is the compositor. So yeah, let's get to work. So first of all, we're going to click on our mesh, our actual mesh, not the little one here. And we're going to click on this and delete it. And then we're going to hit Shift A, go down to shaders, and add a glossy shader. Put it here, connect that into the surface one. And if we save this and go into the camera view, we can actually make a rendered image of this in the viewport, which is nice, which is an awesome feature. Oops. There's not a light. That's kind of not good. I'm going to add a light. Just a regular sun lamp. And there we go. It's looking awesome. But, as you can see, there's nothing to reflect off of. Oh, the only thing that it's reflecting is this gray background. So I'm going to go to the world panel, hit use nodes, and then I'm going to click this right here. Sorry, wrong one. Click this and say environment texture. So it's pink right now, which is really annoying. So I'm going to change that. I'm going to actually put a picture that I downloaded off of Google Images. It's just called 8-sunny-room.jpg. So it's just basically you can basically just get any picture of a room. This is just a sunny room, so it kind of has something nice to reflect off of. As you can see, there's a big change. And if you do this in 3D view, you can basically see the room while you're going around, so that's cool. And I'm going to change that level of intensity to 2, so it's really bright now. And I'm going to delete the light. And delete that lamp. Let's see what it looks like in render view. go. Alright, now I'm going to click on our table, or whatever it is. Click on the table. Give it a new material. Make it diffuse. And give it a color of like dark, I don't know, dark brown color. That looks pretty good. Anyways, let's just compare these two images. It's not looking very bad, actually. If I do say so myself, it's looking almost exactly like this one right here, except for obviously the material. Anyways, let's put that away and click on our mesh. Make sure you don't click on the little center thing. And we're not done with this, so we have to make this a dark, much darker color. And then I'm going to come to the world settings and give it, or sorry, first I'm going to go put the roughness down to 0 first, and then go to the world settings and set it from default to camera. No, wait, that's wrong. Sorry. To camera. And that should work. I hope it does. And set the roughness actually to 0.02. And let's see what it looks like. And it's not looking too bad, actually. And I'm going to change this from Beckman to Sharp. And I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with it. I think it just might be the color of the surface. It might have to be a much darker color. Oops. I can't see what is wrong with it. Let's see. Just fiddle around with it, really. I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with it. Object, no. Window, no. Camera, I think that was what it was. That's right, camera data. I'll just go back to camera. Anyways, alright, yeah, one of the things I did was, just go back into Solid Viewport, and just click up here with the cursor and put a plane and scale it on the x-axis, and then give it a new material, set it from diffuse to emission, and set the emission strength to like 2. I don't know. Oh, to like 2. I guess. And basically that will give it a sort of sheen kind of thing. And let's go to render view. And if I move this around, you might see a difference. I'm actually gonna have to set it to like 5 maybe. There you go. And I'm gonna set the color to a very slight blue color. Very slight. And I'm gonna rotate this. As you can see right here, it's giving it a slight kind of sheen. Just a slight sheen. Just move it around really until you find a perfect place for it. Now I'm gonna go to my other file and see what's wrong with it. What's wrong with this one? I mean, I'm sorry. This is can't get this right. Oops. Wrong one. Splash screen. Splash screen. Okay, this is my original one. I honestly think my original one looks a lot cooler than the one I'm making right now. Let's It's the right color. Oh, that's what this one's Beckman. I think that's the reason. I'll change it. Go back to Beckman. And put the reference down to 0. And it's actually looking pretty much like the new one, except for it's too dark. What the heck? There you go. I don't know what's wrong with it. And do I have a light in my original one? Let's see, do I have a lamp of any kind? Only have one. I'm actually going to go back to my original one, and I'm going to actually make it thicker, because right now it is not thick enough. Scale on the z-axis. Make it thicker. And I'm gonna make sure when you thicken something, always change things around a little bit. I'm gonna take these two. Oops. Take this first. Drag it down. Drag that down. There we go. Alright, let's see what it looks like now. Okay, first we need to go back into solid view mode and click on this and give it the right material all the way down. I think it might have sunk it. Yeah, it's sunken again. Okay. Alright, it's looking okay. I'm gonna take this and give it a darker color. And play around with the roughness a little bit. Right now I'm gonna make it 0.05. And go to 3D viewport. I hope this is still on. Yeah, it's still on. Okay. I'm good. I honestly can't see what's wrong with it. Wait a second. Change this to 1. Oh look, it magically changed. Awesome. I'm going to just flip back and forth between these to see if they're right. Ah, there you go. Yay. Okay, that helped a lot. Okay. Alright. Alright, change this thing right here from equal, I can't read that, whatever it says, to mirror ball. So basically, it turns into a ball instead of just like a regular, just a picture. So I'm gonna actually make this way brighter. And move this around. See, I'm right, okay. Sorry. I just need to play. You just need to play around with it. It's really hard to get it perfect. it's actually not perfect right now, as you can obviously see. It's looking a little bit funky right now at the moment, but actually the one that I made earlier, it actually had a lot of mistake. Like the modeling really had a lot of flaws, so it made it bumpier, and so it made the reflections reflect better, if you can believe that. As you can see, this was reflecting it way too perfectly. So I'm not gonna go back in and make everything perfect again, but it's reflecting super perfectly right now. But I don't really want that, but I don't really have a choice, so I'm just going to make that. I'm actually just gonna go into edit mode and just add a loop cut. If I can get it to work. I hate it when it does this. Okay. Put a loop up here. And I'm just gonna kind of move it around a bit. It doesn't, you can't even see this, so it doesn't even matter what that part looks like. Alright, that is looking pretty awesome right now. Alright, so yeah, I think we are almost done with this. I'm going to compare it first with our original model. I'm going to let that render. I think the table was a little bit lighter color. I'll change that. And actually, I think I will change the camera angle just slightly. Alright, I will save this and render. So yeah, it's done rendering now. I'm going to, before I actually render it like for real, I'm going to go to this panel, and before you render your actual picture, you're going to want to do a couple things. First, you're going to want to change the sampling. Right now the sampling is at a very low res. I mean, it's like 10, I think. See, hit sampling, and as you can see, it says render is 10, preview is 10. So I'm going to change this render to 150. If you go past like 400, your computer's probably gonna, unless it's like super fast, your computer's probably gonna render it in about 20 minutes, just that one frame. No lie. So yeah, I'm gonna change it to 150 and change the resolution to 100% and to PNG right now. And to make it go, the file to go where you want, just click this. Click wherever you want to go, name it, and right now I'm gonna put the pictures. Name it Ninja Star Tutorial, and then just go into the render panel and hit render image, and then as soon as your image is rendered, hit F3 and it'll bring up, oh sorry, you can either do it, this way, or you can drag this up. Yeah, I'll just drag that over. And if you give this a timeline, just say end at frame 1, and then you can say render animation. But unless you just want to render the image and hit F3, and then the naming thing will come up, then you can do that. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Yeah, the only difference is it doesn't have those little black corners, and I think that's probably a good thing. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe, share this video, and click the like button. Anyways. Tally ho.